Journey with Mrs. Shorty Rock. In today's video, we're going to talk about packing. How do we get all of this stuff inside your saddlebags? I'm going to walk you through a couple of things that I do, some of the items that you may need, and some of my best lessons learned. Lord knows I got a few. All right. Welcome back if you are a subscriber, and if you're not a subscriber, I hope that you like the information in this video, and you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell so that you'll be notified when my next video comes out. Alright, so let me tell you a little bit about my experiences. So, as I told you before, you'll see that in one of my earlier videos, I started riding in 2007. So it was a little hard trying to find a lot of information, and I was very new at learning how to pack up and getting ready for the road. So I had a few friends that were really experienced. I talked to them a lot about, what did they do. I kind of knew the basics. I've traveled before, but just never on a motorcycle. What do you need on the bike, and how do you get this stuff on here? So I got some tips from them, and I just went on ahead and started utilizing it. First things first was safety, weight distribution. Regardless to whatever you put on your bike, you're going to have to be mindful of the weight on each side of your bags. On each side of your bike. What are you putting in them? How heavy are the items? And you want to make sure that you also don't overpack the weight that your bike can handle. No matter the model, understand what your bike can handle. Okay, so let's get into the tips. Okay, so I got my saddlebag liners, which fit perfectly inside of my bag. I was all hyped up because I was heading home. Packed all of my items inside this bag. Clearly, I overpacked. I had a whole lot of stuff in here for a 3-day trip that I just didn't need, but we'll get to that. I'm excited. Put everything in the bag, getting ready to hit the road, everything's all set up. Head down the highway, about 6, 7, 8 hours, something like that. It was about 90 degrees outside. Got to the hotel, beautiful ride, no rain, nice weather. I'm ready to get a shower, get a meal, kick it with some friends, laugh a little bit, tell some road lies, and maybe some road truths too, right? All right. So I'm hitting the shower. I get my clothes out. And it smelled like the great outdoors. Yes, roadkill, smelled like asphalt, smelled like hot garbage. I don't know how to describe that smell, but I didn't feel so great about it. So I don't know if everybody was just embarrassed for me, or maybe they smelled just like me, but nobody told me how bad I smelled, but I knew that I did because all of my clothes came out of this bag liner smelling just like the great outdoors. I didn't have anything else to do, so I just went on ahead and showered up and went with it. Grimy biker thing, I guess. First experience, last experience. So I started talking to a little bit more people, starting to figure out, well, what do I need to do to adjust to that? Because that I was not expecting. I figured it was like riding in a car. You pack your stuff in a suitcase in a car, throw it in the trunk, it don't smell like that. I don't know. So I started figuring out some things. Okay, so what do I need to also pack in here? First things first is I need to think about how long is this trip? It's a 3-day trip, maybe. So you're going to ride out on a Friday. Might want to get freshened up that night, okay? Whatever you're wearing, whatever you're changing in. That next day, I was hanging out a little bit, so that might be another outfit or two, at least another change of pants. And then whatever you're rolling out with that Sunday, heading back home. Okay, quick weekender. So, same saddlebag liner for the bag, set. Outfit, had everything all set up. So here, you'll see I got my pants, my shirt, I got my compression shorts, socks, all set. News tip. Dryer sheet. You can either do two things with this. You can either layer it on your clothes here, or you could actually stick it inside of the bag that you're using, however you want to do it. I usually pack up, depending upon the shape of my bag. I'll show you those little tips in a minute, how I fold it or roll it. In this instance, I'm going to roll it because I'm packing in this saddlebag. All right, so here, I'll put my dryer sheet, and I'll take these items, and I'll tuck them. So I've got my shirt, undergarments, socks. You can roll them up like here, use a bungee cord or rubber bands, and gather rope on each end, kind of like I did my jammies here. Okay? I'm going to redo this again. Now, there are some people they'll take their socks and make like a little pocket out of it. So they'll hang their socks out a little bit, do the same roll, tight as you want it, however you can get it, and they'll take these socks on this end and make like a pouch. Stretch each end around, bring them together, and you don't need bungee cords or rubber bands. It holds it itself. I don't like my socks stretched out like that, so I won't be doing that today. So I'll take my items, I know I have everything in this little pouch, and I'll roll them up. Get yourself a bungee cord. Or two. How many ever you need. And you've got your roll. Now, I've done this enough to know that I could get this roll, I could get about 4 outfits down in here if I need to. And also use some of the side pockets, shove a lot of the other things that I might need in here. Toiletries and all of that business. Okay. Now, the dryer sheet in this roll by itself may not be sufficient. You might want a little bit more extra protection. So, you've got a couple of options. You can use those travel Ziploc bags. They work out pretty good. I'll use these with the jammies because I don't want to use those with the bungee cords. Might pop a hole in it. Slide it in here, Ziploc it closed, and compress all of the air out. All the air expels out of the ends here. Okay? It's like building a puzzle. So you can shape it however you want, put enough items in here for your trip. You can use several of them. Sometimes I use 2 of them. Slide them in your saddlebag. If you don't have one of these Ziploc bags, and you don't want to spend the time or the money looking for this, no worries. In one room in your house, I know you have this item. Trash bag. Yes, it's a trash bag. This is scented. Does the same job as the dryer sheet, which I rolled up into these clothes. It'll keep your clothes nice and fresh, dry, and is multi-purpose as well. Now, sometimes, if I don't feel like fooling with this, I will just take a trash bag. You can basically do the same thing. Usually in my saddlebags, I have 2 of these because you don't want to mix up the clean and your dirty clothes, right? Easy breezy. Get yourself a trash bag and a marker. You can write clean, you can write dirty, you can roll your dirty clothes up the same way you do your clean, still have your space. Just a couple things that I do. There's multiple ways of getting it done. I'm sure right now you're probably thinking of a few ways or a few tips that you already packing stuff up. Use it. Try it. Okay, so we talked about clothes. We know how to get those items in there. We got some items that you can put and pack in here. Okay, now, you don't want to necessarily use a trash bag. You don't want to spend the money on this. Might be too big, too bulky for the type of bike that you're riding. No problem. Go to your local store and pick yourself up some bags that are plastic in varying sizes and have a zip tie. You can use these to do the same thing. If you want your items separate, Ziploc them in here, throw a dryer sheet in here. You do the same thing for your toiletries or what have you. Dollar store, wherever you want to go. Okay, let's talk a little bit about personal items. Ladies, if you're like me, you need a lot of stuff on the road. And when I say a lot of stuff, I mean like your different toiletry options. So I need a facial cleaner, I'm going to need moisturizers and travel size items, and I want to smell good when I get off the bike, so I might need a couple of items, right? A little bit outside of just your standard hotel soap and the lotion. So, you got some options. You have this, which I got from Mary Kay. Pretty handy little item. It's got some plastic compartments in here. It fits nicely in the saddlebag alone. So if I wouldn't pack but just one of these items, I would take this one and slide it into my other saddlebag. Fits pretty nice. It unfolds, varying compartments, and it's also got the hanging. I like this item because it's black. I don't worry so much about it looking bad when I pull it out, and I don't necessarily have to take it when I'm on my personal trips. But you want to spend the money on this, again, varying sizes. You got your clothes and you have your toiletries. Another helpful tip. If you have items, here's your toiletry size, lotion, body wash, your Downy spray. It also helps as well if you want to freshen up the room or even your clothes if you don't have the dryer sheets. But if you're like me and you travel even for personal, I'm liable to be on the bike one week, and a couple of weeks later I could be on an airplane traveling somewhere else. So then you've got these fancy little things. Pretty cool. Nice to ride with them. Nice to travel with them. Really helpful when you forget what the heck it is. You don't know if it's your lotion or your shampoo, conditioner. What is this thing, right? Okay, so I've traveled enough to tell you, yes, you can use those labels. Yes, you can write the items on here. There might be all kinds of little fancy ways that people do this. I'll tell you what I do. I take these bottles. They're color-coded for the most part. I use a Ziploc bag, and that little fancy label that they put on there, I use my marker and I write what is in the bottle. So it's a simple thing. Green bottle, shampoo, body wash, conditioner. Make it easy on yourself. That way when I pull my items out and I'm ready to go, I know exactly what I have. I don't have to worry about the confusion. Just some helpful tips, things that I've learned over the time. Do the same thing when I bring my medicine. I always have a pain ointment of some sort. Pack that stuff up. Nowadays, you can find a pharmacy just about anywhere. So you can probably find some of these items, but if you've already got them at home, bring them along. It wouldn't hurt. I'm liable to have a heat pad and all kinds of things in my saddlebags because it helps. Get off that bike on a cold day or a day when you've been kind of riding in the wind a little bit. Might want a little pain reliever, heat pad. Knock all of those aches out for you. Be ready for the next morning when you get ready to hit that ground again. All right. So traditionally, I pack up 2 bags. I've already described to you the one that I have for all my personal items, and I've given you a description of some of the things that I've used. Rubber bands, bungee cords, things of that nature. In the other saddle bag, I typically pack all the things related to my gear. So in there I'm going to have a first aid kit. Again, this is something that I purchased, but you could easily make one of these using some Ziploc bags. Make one. Make sure you got some ointments in there and all the things that you may need for bug bites or whatever. I always got a tool bag. I like gadgets, so I'm liable to have a little flashlight of some sort or maybe even some road hazard thing. I found this at a truck stop. I kind of like they had a magnet on it, got a hook, gadget queen. So it is what it is. Keep some bungee cords. If you don't need them, your road partner might. Come in handy. You don't have to buy them. You already got them. Go to your local parts store, pick them up. Okay. Rain gear. This is a nice little pouch that the rain gear comes in. You can either leave it in here or you can do a similar roll like I've described to you here. Put it in your saddlebag line. I've got my 3 options of the gloves. I'm going to wear one of them. The other 2 are going to be in the saddlebag. This is a battery jump kit. It also has that capability of plugging up like cell phones and things like that if you need an extra charge, you're down and out on the road. I know some friends of mine who actually have like compact air pumps as well. They bring those along with them. And then of course chaps. Either I'm wearing these chaps or they're in a saddlebag. Kind of depends. You got the options. So those are all of the things that I've described to you as far as how you get those items in your bag and what are some of the things that you can also bring along. There's always a way to get it done. Trash bags, standard Ziploc bags, compress everything. Think of it like a puzzle. I know. Thinking of it like a puzzle. Keep my mind. I forgot to tell you about when I use a different bag. So in this bag, I mentioned I use the roll because I can stack and roll. Pack to the shape of your bag. Use all the space that you can. That's the tip for you. There's no need to have a dead space in a bag. You can figure it all out. I also use on a longer road trips a saddleman bag, which I'll show you later on. I've had a couple of them, which I really like. One that fit on a sports bike model. It kind of hung over on each side. Saddleman is a great product. We'll go through that on another video, so check that one out. For this one, for that saddle bag that I have, that saddleman bag is a square at the bottom. It slides onto my bike. I'll show that to you and demonstrate it in a little while in another video. But for that one, what I do is I take my items, just as I've described to you before, and I just basically square it up. Same thing. And I make a puzzle out of it. So I've got a little square, put that in the bottom of the saddle bag, and I just make squares. Sometimes I stack them, and they're on the sides. Make the best use of your space. Ladies, sometimes we have those personal items that we need. You know what I'm talking about. Put them in a saddle bag, put them in your Ziploc bag, seal them up real good. I fit those things in here like puzzles too. They all make a shape, okay? All things to think about. So, I think I've just about described everything there is to know about how to get these items in. Things you want to take into consideration. How long is your trip? Where you're going? What items do you need? You'll learn through experience, because that's the best way to do it. I can't tell you everything in this video. Some of the stuff I'm still learning, right? It comes with time. But the key thing is you really don't have to spend a whole lot of money. Only thing you need to know is just how to pack it, how to prepare it, and what some of the impacts are. You can always improve upon the product, even if it says it's waterproof and all of that. Add an extra layer. Scented trash bags, dryer sheets, even the sprays, those help as well. Labeling your items. Put them in the bag, color code them, get yourself organized. I even go to the point where I have certain outfits labeled by certain days. I know which one I'll pull it out first. And I can talk to you about that when you see my saddle. I only work out of one bag. If I don't need the items in this bag, I don't necessarily touch it. Okay? You can use cute bags like this, or you can use, again, your Ziploc bags. Choice is yours. You'll figure it all out. All right, everybody. So I hope that you found the information contained in this video to be helpful to you and your packing experience when you get ready to hit that road. We've talked a lot about a lot of different information. If you have any questions and or comments, suggestions, things that you want to share, you know what to do. Drop those things in my saddle bag. In the next video, actually before we end this video, if you stay at the end a little while longer, I'm going to give you a bonus. And the bonus is going to be how to roll these chaps into this roll. Okay? Handy little tip, I learned it from somebody else, and I just keep sharing the gift, because it's just a gift, right? Stay a little while longer, you'll see how I do that. But again, if you like what you saw, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. That way when the next video goes up, you'll be notified of that. Share it with a friend. There's a lot of people out here, we travel all the time, and we have our own styles. I might learn something for you, and perhaps you'll learn something from me. In the meantime, I thank you all for joining me on this journey. I'm Mrs. Shorty Rock. Hey everybody, bonus video. All right, so as I mentioned, I'm going to show you how to roll these chaps. Okay, these are my chaps. These are my favorite ones. So of course, you can see with the Frenches and match your bike. We'll talk about that later. All right, so let's talk about rolling these chaps up. It's a handy tip that I learned from somebody else, and I just keep giving it. So we're going to take these chaps, lay them out wherever you want. I'm going to use this table for the demonstration. You can use the ground or what have you, because when you're out there on the road, guess what you're going to be using? Anything you can get to. Alright, so let's roll these up. Key things you want to do is get them aligned. Match up the pant legs. Smooth that material out best you can. Okay? You want to take the top half and roll it about right here where this piece meets. Kind of want to square it up a little bit. Okay? Now you want to take this and fold it. I do mine like that because you want to make that roll. Then I take it and roll it that way. So what you're going to do is you're going to use these snaps to help you keep the pocket together. Now because these chaps have fringes, I have a couple of other things that I have to do. One, I got to tuck this material in and make sure this is all out the way. Okay? Take this extra material here and get it out of the way as well. Just basically just want to take whatever the material is and square it up. Then you roll it. Feel free to adjust again if you need to. My fabric was a little bit off, so I had to straighten it a bit. Not a big deal. We're going to bring this up a piece to you. Tuck it, fold it, smash on it a bit until you get these snaps aligned. Okay. Let's see if I can get these closed now. There's one. Two and three. Now we're done. Now you got options. You can flatten them out. Some people use them as an additional backrest, depending on their style of bike. They can kind of tie it up a little bit. Comes a little roll for extra support. You slide it down into your saddle bag. Or if you don't have that space, sometimes you can use like one of those netted bungee cords and put it right here on the back seat. You can take this item, tie it right there. All those additional bungee cords that you had inside the bag, you didn't think you needed, now you got it. You can tie this down, secure it, and roll out. All right? I hope you enjoyed that tip. Thank you again for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe.